Good day, good morning, good evening. Thank you for listening. This is Agricultural Gardening Horticultural Show. Its information provided is for scientific and educational purposes, and it's fact checks. So any of the websites or papers discussed will be put in the description below. I aim to focus on plant science, soil science, and microbiology. And today is the continuation of the course in week, up to the lectures actually. Second last lot to go. I think it's week 32 today. So if you're watching this back, you might want to fast forward until you see the slides come up on the screen, until the screen starts to change. Possibly a couple of minutes in. Not quite sure when it happens. Just slide across the bottom and then you'll stop hearing me ramble. So I got to give it at least 55 more seconds until for chat to arrive. It's just me at the moment. I've got everything ready. Another 30 seconds to go. And counting. I need like a 2-minute intro, don't I? That'd be pretty hard. 10 seconds to go. Hello, Mainly Mushrooms. Mainly Mushroom says, "Cheers, bro. Hope you're well." Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. Actually, season 2 of my organic garlics just germinated, actually sprouted. All of the, 9 of the 10 have come up. 9 of the 10 cultivars. 2 minutes is in, and we're going to start with the second last go of that course. And next week, for those listening, or the week after, it'll be on seeds. So I did a course a while ago on seed technology, and I'm going to go through that. So that's pretty cool. The first few ones are interesting. First few lectures. All right, what am I trying to share here? Everyone's looking? Yep. This is what we're going to go through today. So it's the quality attributes of good produce and why you should concentrate on organics and why it's better for you, what's in it, what sort of bonuses are in it, really. It's a big eye-opener. It really, truly is. And these are the lectures. Lecture 33, quality. So I'll start. I'm not going to, I'm just skim through them. I'm not going to read all the stuff in them. If you want to read all the stuff, pause it. It's why people choose organic. The health, the taste, and caring for nature. And you'd know from eating it, it's a big difference. A lot of my diet's organic now because I can grow my produce. And I don't have any salt or pepper or any types of spices in it because the natural taste of that, like a carrot, tastes sweet as, and it's very carroty. So that's just an example. It's so much better for you, and you'll see why. Later on in the studies that go through in here, it's really amazing. There is actually a big difference because the way that people breed, they're breeding for money, not for quality. Well, so they are, but in general, big agriculture wants money. They're not interested in the quality aspect as much. So a lot of this quality is gone. Also, another reasons why people choose organic is the chemicals. There's all sorts of chemical residue. Like when I see bugs on my produce, I kind of get a bit happy because I think, cool, that wasn't really sprayed. I'm not getting any harmful toxins that are going to be in my body that could stay inside my body for years and deplete my system. where doctors don't know how you got cancer, don't know how you got this disease. It could be because of chemical of food you've eaten. Animal welfare, the taste, care for the environment. Environment's a big thing too, because if you're farming, you'd want to keep doing and producing quality produce. So yeah, that's a big part of it in organics as well. It helps the environment. 44% of it. Nutritional quality can be assessed through primary essential elements such as water, fiber, proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and then the secondary metabolites, like all the health promoting things, all the different phytonutrients, terpenes, alkaloids, sulfur containing compounds, the little bonus bits, you could say. So there's a nice little chart there. 10 good reasons why organic foods are healthier. And yeah, I know they're more expensive. That's why you grow your own. That's why I'm really encouraging you to grow your own. They've even got these potato bags that you can get. I got one of them. They just look like a bag. And they got a little Velcro patch at the bottom. You pull it open and get live potatoes whenever you want. Pretty cool. It's the size of a 5-gallon bucket, 20-litre bucket. I'm not going to read all this. I'll stop and see if anyone else has said anything. No, everything's all good. Yeah, I'm not really going to go into the guts of it. Some more evidence and more things like that. I'm not really going to read all this. I'm going to go through the charts and things a little bit later on. I like the charts. I'm not into the reading as much. What's this chart say? The comparison of content of nutrients and other nutritional relevant substances in organically and conventional product produced crops. Nutrient, nitrogen, conventional, vitamin C, no difference. All right, so there's no difference. Phosphorus, big difference, no difference. Okay, so that's just from that one study that they called Nutritional Quality of Organic Food Systems Review. Pesticide residue, it's just going to elaborate on those points earlier. Well, pesticide residue, organics there should be virtually none. Should be no harmful stuff anyway. Conventional, integrated pest management. So the people that try and the people that don't try. Some more evidence. Conventional, integrated, organic. What's this last phase? The vast majority, 94 to 100% of organic food does not contain any pesticide residue. Organic vegetables contain markedly less nitrates, about half. Pesticide residue versus conventional. You see all the red's bad up here. What do I get? The residue that I get from eating my produce is I'll be eating the microbes that I'll put on it. So I've got to be careful which microbes I use because there's a high chance that I'm going to be ending up to be eating them. Bacillus cereus is a species that is available, but that produces food poisoning in humans. So I've got to be careful about that one. And I won't go on about the microbes, but that's just an example. Nutritionally bioavailable. Food digestibility and nutrient bioavailability are the heart of nutrition. So in other words, feed your microbes. It's your feeding. 90% of our cells in our bodies are microbes. So we feed them. Like Michael Mosley did a pretty rad sleep study, and he found that the prebiotics before bed were beneficial for your microbes and help to give a more sounder sleep in a sleep study he did. So he's unfortunately passed away now, but he included that in his diet. He every night he changed his diet after that. I just thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Storage quality, well, it's everything. Things, oxygen absorbs, oxygen depletes everything. once it's sort of picked, it's fends for itself, and oxygen gets in and destroys it. It's hard. It speaks for itself, I think. Sensory evaluation. This might be one for genetic memory farms. Has done a bit of this. Sensory, it's very important to get the terpenes and the flavonoids and all the right compounds that are medicinally active, still active, and they haven't changed, because they all change their chemical structure once they start to deplete. They break down. Comparisons and weight gain of reproductive performance in rodents and rabbits fed organic and conventional when you've grown. There's a pretty big study. Lower mortality, so the outcome of that's a lot more healthier outcome, better outcome. Some things to be concerned about. Cadmium. Cadmium research has shown that cadmium develops the brain in children. Here are some other parts of the body it can affect. So there's other parts also inside of the body from that study in 2009. So in conventional crops, there might be some cadmium toxicity. It's a metal that could be remaining in the soil, and then the plant, being bioaccumulative, might have absorbed it. And it's vacuole, and then it's in you. It's just, all right, that's the end. So notes, very good. Next one. Natural sources of antioxidants for health defense. So everybody should really, I only started to switch on a few years back when I had a big health problem, but it's just pays. Otherwise you pay the doctor, then you pay them and them and them and sit in the lines with all the other people, or you just look after yourself. I know it's easier said than done. Genetics is inherently unfortunate, but you can do it that way. It really does help a lot. Hello 423. And hello, good genetic memory farms. Good evening, peeps. I hope you are all safe and happy, he says. He's missed the start of the organic. Why is it good? Actually, there we go. So here we're into the sources of antioxidants. The summary of this one was, actually it was a big summary, so I won't go through it because people still are watching. Natural sources of antioxidants for health defense. You are what you eat. Various stress and pollutants cause internal problems. They release free radicals in our body, which damage various organs. Over here, these free radicals. Reactive oxygen species, not good. The oxygen gets in and breaks everything down and damages everything, and through stress and pollutants. So how can we fix this? Well, we can have antioxidants, and we can get that from our fruit and veg. And we can do it through secondary metabolites. And what is an antioxidant? Well, it's a substance that opposes oxidation or inhibits reactions promoted by oxygen and peroxides. Synthetic and natural substances that prevent or delay deterioration, biological definition of a product, are capable of counteracting the damaging effects of oxidation on animal tissue or our tissue. Institute of Medicine definition of antioxidants: substance that significantly decreases the adverse effects of reactive oxygen species on normal physiological functions in humans. So beneficial. Reactive oxygen. So what do they do? I'm not going to go into that bit. Reactive oxygen species, ROSs, are highly reactive free radicals like superoxide, hydroxyl radicals, and various other ones in this list. What is the role of antioxidants? I'm not going to go into that much. They oppose it, and I'll read it. I can't summarize it that well. An antioxidant is a molecule capable of inhibiting oxidation of other molecules. Oxidation reactions can produce free radicals. In turn, these radicals can start a chain reactions. So the antioxidants terminate the chain reaction by removing free radical. There you go. Classification of antioxidants, natural and synthetic. Natural ones like absorbic acid, vitamin E, flavonoids, beta-carotene, anthocyanins, purpling effects, polyphenols. Natural antioxidants goes into it a bit more detail, like all the vitamins, anthocyanins. Common natural antioxidants and their sources. This is pretty important because if you're into your full-on breakdown of your health, you'll want to put into your diet things that are lacking. Like you'll go to your doctor, you get a blood test. I got my blood test and it says I was lacking in iron. So he says, all right, here's a prescription, go and pay each week and pay for iron tablets for the rest of your life. I thought, pig's ass, I'm not doing that. I thought, I'll just look up, all right, what else can I have? Well, broccoli, silver beet, spinach, stinging nettle has 30 times the amount of iron in broccoli. And just include that into my diet, just start growing them. Bang, fixed it. So that's an example of how you can use this chart to your human advantage. By thinking, all right, I'm low in beta carotene. What can I grow? All right, which one of these or this one of this list do I like? Some of these vegetables, and just do it. That's what I do. So I don't like a lot of things, but the stuff I do like, I've got a fantastic. Anyway, go on about next one. Natural antioxidants and techniques to optimize consumption. How to optimize consumption and the compound's name. So through fruit consumption, particularly citrus fruit, you can get a lot of absorbic acid. Consume moderate quantities. I'm not going to read all these actually. If you want to get more into your diet of this types on the left, you can do on the right. Natural antioxidants and techniques to optimize consumption continues. So anthocyanins. Eat more fruits. The dark ones, purple ones. Various phenols, lycopene. Tomatoes has heaps of that in it. Lycopene, not protein. Phytochemicals. So phyto, word means plant. Chemicals. So what's the plant's chemicals? The substance in plants that may help prevent diseases like cancer and heart disease. So far, scientists know about 3,000 different phytochemicals with possible health effects. More than 100 phytochemicals are from vegetable sources. Some foods, the easiest way to get phytochemicals is to eat more fruit and vegetables. How do phytochemicals work? Well, they work with antioxidants, hormone action, they stimulate enzymes, they interfere with DNA replication, and have an antibacterial effect. Very just amazing. That's why our old folk, they might not live long because of their hard thing, but they didn't get much cancers and that type of thing. 10-year comparison, influences of organic and conventional crop management practices on flavonoids content in tomato. So the different flavonoid type on the left, conventional and the organic, 60, 120, 30, higher. So it's nearly double. So if you're growing your produce, all these people that watch the show, they always don't, they know about the marketing ploys and plots that the big pharma has done, that the big stores have done to say, you should buy our stuff, you should only do it that way. Hello, it's Jeffro. Cheers, everyone. I'm in the background. Hey, he's in the background. G'day, Jeffro. Look at that. I see you back there too. Yeah, the big stores, I hate that. They go and they say that how they've like grow their way, spray to deplete a bug, and then because you've got no good bugs, you've got to use NPKs because you killed all your microbes and your bugs. And then the cycle continues, and because it's advertised and that's the way that conventional people do it, they do that. And it sucks. It just does. I thought, anyway, what is antioxidant capacity? Well, the ORAC, the oxygen radical absorbent capacity. And you can measure the ORAC. It allows us to compare the capacity of individual fruit and veg and other antioxidant-rich food. The food higher with the ORAC scale, the more effective and neutral free radicals. How rad is that? Antioxidant function. That's how it functions. Go through that process, as you can see there. I'm not even going to read it. Vitamin C goes through it. So that's talking about vitamin C. Vitamin A, vitamin E also donates double bonds to prevent oxidants. Polyphenols, that group has benefits as well. And here's the one determining antioxidant capacity. Well, the ORAC capacity. The values are reported for hydrophilic lipophilic. This gets all technical. Trap, total radical trapping antioxidant parameters. So the ORAC is common. The other ones, I would say they're not as common. Now, this is what I thought was the previous one. This is rad. So if you are having problems with all your antioxidants and you want to increase them, go off this. Get some prunes, raisins, blueberries, blackberries, cranberries, strawberries, pomegranates. They're all above 1,000 in the rating of ORAC value. That's the USDA nutrition database for that standard US reference of the ORAC. Goes right down to it. The last one, pears, 134 have an ORAC value. So it's a pretty good chart, this one. I'm sure this will be updated because this says it's 2005, so it's 20 years old. So I should probably be looking into that too and getting more, trying to grow more prunes, or I don't like prunes though. Maybe blueberries. You know, I grow strawberries. Here's the ORAC value in some vegetables. So spinach is the highest, 1260. And then just under 1,000 is Brussels sprouts, alfalfa, spinach, broccoli, beets. And then red bell's 700, and it goes under 700 then. Right down to yellow squash, 150. So you want to make sure you have quite a few. I have the first two, and that one. And a little bit of corn. Yeah, actually, I have a lot of corn each week. Cauliflower. So I have a lot of these. So it maintains my antioxidants is high. My free radicals should be low in my body. Comparison between organic and inorganic vegetables for antioxidant contents. So they go and compare apple, spinach, tomato, blueberry, carrots, just to see the difference. And the key results on the right, higher in organics, similar, higher in organics, similar, higher. So 50% of the time it was higher in organics. So we'll say no more. And that study was done from over here. There's the DOI. That's the thing you put in. If you just put in that DOI, you come up with that. The study of conventional and organic farming. Does organic farming benefits plants' composition and antioxidant properties? Yes, it does. The yield and total phenol content of tea grown following organic and conventional processes. So fertilizer treatment, conventional, chemical, organic. The tea, the yield per kilo per hectare. So you can see, look at the yield, pretty blimmin' similar in comparison to chemicals. The phenol content, 50% higher for organics the total of catechins 4 times higher. Percent of increase in the catechins. Oh, so yeah, there's the study. Here's another study showing something similar again. The ORE value in eggplant, it's just majorly higher. So why fruit and veg produce has higher organic levels than conventional? Well, it's the oxidative stress hypothesis. So because it's been put under stress conditions, it's been able to develop these antioxidants in its tissues, and therefore we can go and develop it. You know, it'll get transferred to us and we have them. And then it comes into the growth differential balance hypothesis, saying how the vegetables are a lot more nutritionally valued. The secondary metabolites are higher because of the same thing. It's not getting bottle fed. It's being put under defenses. It's a bit, far out. The leaves are going yellow. It's got to struggle for nitrogen. And then all of a sudden you might add some nitrogen fixing bacteria and it's fine again. Or you might put some urine onto it and it's fine. And because of that struggle, it'll have gone through that process and have to open and channel different pathways, which allow these different metabolites to start and be produced. Why organic fruit and veg produce higher antioxidant levels than their conventional counterparts? Why? I kind of just explained that. You can read it if you want. Press pause. Beep. What's this chart say? Nutrient availability, low, intermediate, high. Yeah, there you go. So on the y-axis, plant secondary metabolite level antioxidants, they're producing low or high. So if there's high amounts of nutrient in the substrate, which is common for chemical fertilizers, synthetic NPK fertilized people, that's what you get. So people with low to intermediate, look at that, massive difference. So that's usually what organic sits, because a lot of the nutrients bound up, immobilized in organic matter somehow. It's cool as. That's the last one. I've spoken a lot about this. I refer to this heaps. Hello, Lene. G'day at AussieZC. Yay for organics. Sure is. They're amazing. That's what I want. Back to the last one. Yeah, that's finished. This one, organic food and human health. Free radicals are unstable atoms that can damage cells, causing illness and aging. That's why you want so much antioxidants. Who wants that problems? I know I don't. I'm just going to have a drink of water here. Let's go. Oh. So what's this say? Yeah, they're terrible things. That's why the better nutrition, growing organically with these higher ratings, you just can't go wrong. You live really rad, a good life. I look relatively young for my life, for my age, and it's a lot to put down to my diet. Free radicals and diseases are linked. Various studies and theories have connected oxidative stress due to free radicals. On the right, implicated disease states. Everything, aging, cancer, heart attack, all sorts of problems. So by reducing them, you have a winner. Antioxidants are doing their jobs. Look at them, little happy things. Going and chewing, eating them, little Pac-Mans. But you have to have them in your body, antioxidants. Antioxidants, they're the chemicals that lessen or prevent the effects of free radicals. No single antioxidant can combat the effects of every free radical, just as free radicals have different effects on different areas of our bodies, but every antioxidant behaves differently due to its chemical properties. So that's why you want the diversity. You can't think, oh, I'm just going to go and eat heaps of prunes and I'll be right. You're not getting that diversity. Antioxidants for disease control. Well, I'm just probably going to go into it a bit. I'm not going to go into each disease on why it happens and how it prevents it, but cancer is an example. I'll read the top 3. The damage to cells caused by free radicals, especially to damage to DNA, may play a role in development of cancer and other health conditions. Antioxidants are chemicals that interact with and neutralize free radicals, thus preventing them from causing damage. Cardiovascular disease, asthma, antioxidants, and then health on the effects on the health. Polyphenols, what do they do to the effect on health in us? They have a lot of positive. Lower the risk of myocardial infections. I'm not going to read them. A lot of benefits. And copper, zinc, manganese, selenium, and other other carotenoids. Those ones are metals. They're not carotenoids. They have health effects on us too. Vitamin C, vitamin A, like protect and help us, as you already know. Organic food and health. Here's some study. Monastery. Oh, I thought it was from those other corporation. According to Bassifel study, children representing organic food and health. This must be the summary. The end bit. Pesticide residue belong to dangerous food contaminants known to exert carcinogenic, genotoxic, neurodestructive, endocrine, and allergenic effects. So all these products that they've got, like even glyphosate, they've got various pathways that cause problems in our bodies that we don't need. So the manufacturers don't tell you this. They only sell it to say how rad it is and what it can do. Yeah, but it probably can. But what's the adverse effects? So that's what this organic stuff's all about. You're not going to get any adverse effects. Things won't be as fast acting. Well, generally as fast acting, but the adverse effects are so minimal and the benefits are so high. Where the other way, you're just paying the man. You already know that now. I'm preaching to the converted. I'll continue. Organic food has better repair on bacterial DNA and causes cancer cells proliferation. Yeah, and 90% of our cells are bacterial. So if it helps our bacteria, bingo, it'll help in turn help us. People forget about that. Well, not people, but the educators. They leave out about our microbes that we should be feeding. Like they say that, what was the thing? Cellulose. Humans' bodies don't produce cellulase to break down any type of cellulose, any plant material stuff. But our microbes do. Pesticide residue in food chain. Urban, rural, non-addictive, addictive, general, labourer, non-veg. Content. So nearly everywhere there's a high amount of different types of pesticide. DDT, depends where this would be. This is tested in China, it would be everywhere. I was tested in India. Yes, organochlorines. Bad things. Pesticide residue in different countries around the world. Oh, here we go. National and international comparison of pesticide residue, or HCH and DDT residue in human breast milk in nanograms per gram. So it's a small amount, but still a trace amount. Australia, Canada, USA. Yeah, what's Australia? 2003, HCL's DDT through. Look how bad that is. And HCH's. See, Australia is bad for trace, for not telling, for spray. Well, they spray chemicals. The government are bad for the glyphosate, and it looks like the DDT in different areas, which has gotten in affected mothers into the breast milk in 2003. That's terrible. You don't get that from organics. That's putrid. USA, 19. Wow, 4 times better. Oh, gee whiz. 5 times better. Canada, 4 times better, of course, and a little bit worse with DDTs. Still, Australia's got a lot of change to do in their farming practices, from what I see. Oh, that's it. 36 minutes. Ask some questions if you've got any questions, please. What's the thing? Share your referral link. I've got a thing here. I'll show you. Oh, it's something to do with them. Okay, it's nothing to do with YouTube. All right, very good. This is what I got up to. Antioxidants. And I thought leave these standards for next week. What should do, or what do you think? Should I do these, rip through these now for this week? Organic certification process. That might be good to start with the start of another show, because people might be interested in actually going into the organic certification process, and what is it, what's involved, what type of stuff. And I can talk about the Australian one, how I think there's 7 different providers you can go through, and the costing there, which it's just an ongoing cost, yearly cost. So I've got to do certification a lot, inspections a lot, make sure everything's on the up. But yeah, so I thought about leaving that for the next week, if that's okay with everybody. Because it's worthwhile going into, because this is a niche market. Agriculture is something that's going to be, I'll talk about first page while I was doing a little spiel. Agriculture is something that's going to be there forever, and it's only going to get in more demand. So the more the niche markets you can find in it, it's sort of a win-win situation. And organics is a niche market. So by finding out what type you can grow in your little area, you might be able to supply somewhere and make good money off it already. It's surprising. So little niche markets is hard to find these days with the amount of people and technology, but in agriculture it still exists. And then you've got highly quality agriculture, which is down to you're in under a 1%, probably in a niche market, because a lot of people are interested in the money. They're not interested in the high organic, the ORAC values, or the different catechins in the tea leaves that you've got, the amount of antioxidants that you grow, how you can get the leaves a lot more darkened, the antioxidants high levels, so therefore it's going to be a lot more, have a higher RAC value, for instance. I did a video on that. If you want to increase your antioxidant level using temperature in flowering time, have a look through my videos. But these niche markets, they're just hard to find. That's what I was thinking. And working for yourself is hard to do because it's hard to make money. So by getting an easy business plan, bang. And then you think, oh, I haven't got any money. Well, if you're really dead set into it, do a few of these courses, write up a business plan, and before you know it, you've got yourself a plan you can give to a bank, and they can look through it and go, hey, this sounds all right. This might actually work. Oh, what? You only want $200,000 to lease next door's property and buy a tractor type thing? It's worthwhile looking into, because I don't know about you, but working for people is hard. It has a higher stress value. And in this day and age, lowering stress is everyone's looking for that type of avenue to lower our stress. And this is one of them. You can grow highly beneficial produce for everybody, lowering their stress and yours, and getting paid at the same time. How awesome. That's why I thought from my studies, what can I, if I didn't, my route of the one I chose previously didn't work out, I'd always have the option to do fruit and veg at highly skilled levels. And that's what I've chosen now with my garlic. And everything's going to plan. Everything is blimmin' working. It's great. So if I can help anybody else do the same thing while I still have a chance to do all these shows, I'd like to help these cool folk that listen, because it's really just a select few that listen a lot. And if I can help them, so be it. Do your agricultural adventure. I got offered once, I lived in Bundaberg, and one of the farmers up there said to me, you can have my area, I'll give you 100 acres, and you can borrow my tractor, and you can put in lettuce, and it's highly demandable at that time up there. And I really thought about that, and he didn't want anything out of it. He just said, because you'll be doing organic practices, so the land will be getting all the residue and benefits from that. And I just didn't trust this fella. I just didn't trust him, because I thought I could picture myself going and putting a lot of effort in, getting it all looking nice, and then all of a sudden him not saying, oh, sorry about that, the gates are closed to you, or something or other. I'm going to put another crop in now. So, but just different options can open the doors, possibly. That's the bit I like about it from doing my studies. Actually, plant science, soil science, microbiology. And I got my exams next weekend. 2 exams next weekend. 2 microbiology exams. And then my plant science, my plant breeding is the following one. And that should be good. I should do very well, I hope. The plant breeding is a bit harder, so it went into the molecular stuff, which I don't know much about. But microbe ones will be fine. It's good. Then the semester's it. Yay, another semester down. So yes, from doing my studies, that's what I thought it could eventuate into something or other, and it did. So hopefully, you listening, you can do something similar and do some studies in your part-time possibly, and get your hobby expanded and make money off it. I'm sure what else to say. It's 43 minutes it's been going for. Has anybody got anything suggestible to talk about? What can I say more about it? Genetic Memory Farm says, good luck, Aussie CC. Thanks, mate. I'm doing some study. Oh, this is a question. I've got a study forum, and I do study sessions. And would anybody like to be involved in that? Like, should I do another live like this as a study session, where all I do is read through all of the assignment questions, and if I've got time, I'll go through the slides. But usually I just do that by myself, or I might record it offline, because I like to focus, because it's pretty important. I'll be doing the exam, an hour afterwards. So I like to retain what I have. but that's what I'm going to do soon anyway. I got one. It's actually this time next weekend. I'll be nearly starting the study session, and then I got it the following day after, in 8 days' time. 7 days' time, I got one about now, and then 8 days' time, I got one about the same time. Both microbe ones. And I enjoy the microbe ones now because they were currently written and they said a lot of the names. The ones I've done in the past, they haven't mentioned names too much, or they've just mentioned the genres, not in specific species, where this one really gets down and measures it. And I like that because I like to know the names and what they do. And there's a lot of new ones that I didn't see. And like my first microbiology teacher said, in general microbiology, she said, don't try and remember the names. They will come to you. You'll see them and read them enough, then all of a sudden you know the name. Because I looked at it when I first started, I thought, I've got no chance remembering all these bloody botanical what's this and what's that. And she's right, before you know it, it does come to you. Because I can name quite a few on what they do, as you've heard me talk. So, you don't overcomplicate it. And if you don't understand what's going on in them, you can just listen and uptake the information, but don't have to make sense of it yet. And then all of a sudden you'll go, oh, wow, oh, okay. And then the bridge connects and everything comes together. So, remembering those few things, it's pretty straightforward. It's just a process then. Genetic Memory Farm says, I would. So you would like to do study sessions. I've got food microbiology, which probably you would more so. I've got I'll show you. Study. Where's my glasses? I've got this one. Food microbiology for safe, sustainable food systems. One day, and the next one is microbial biotechnologies. Yes. Microbial biotechnology. Yeah. There's the hall ticket. Yep, already got the hall ticket. Ready for the exam. And then the other one, third one, was this in a few weeks' time for crop breeding, which the first half is really good. And then the first 3/4 is really good. And then the last third is into gene cloning, screening, blotting, all sorts of using machines and writing codes for systems, molecular, and gene editing and stuff like that, which I didn't even find much interest because I've never even been in a blooming seen those machines. So, but the first few weeks is fascinating, especially reverse breeding. Anyway, we'll go through that at some stage, but that's what I've got. So, all right, so I'll try and do, I'm sure I'll talk about next week, if it's the food or the microbial biotechnology. Yeah. Very good. So I look forward to them. I enjoy my exams. And the next semester will be on starting before you know it. Fantastic times. Well, I don't have to go to an hour every week, do I? A lot of weeks I go way over an hour, so I can go under an hour, can't I? So how about I just leave it till next week. Do you like it on the screen how I put the little box in the corner? I think I should do that every week. Instead of it looking like, no, like that, it looks like that. And I like that. Even though some of the slides cover the head up. What do you think? I reckon that's the go. Because it's all about, that's what I thought, it's all about the slides. So why am I making them smaller? They should be huge. It's just the screen gets covered up a little bit by my face like that. Righto, well, that's it for this week. Thank you for listening. Appreciate your ears and your time. And if you've got some questions, save them up for next week. And next week will be the finale of that course. Then we'll get into the seed course. Ooh, good stuff. All right, thanks. Have a good week, everybody. Nice weekend as well. Happy breeding, happy growing, good health to you all. Bye-bye. Oh, hit the thumbs up if you like it. Thank you. Bye-bye.